Welcome to Females in Fine Fettle, from Wiped Out to WELLth. This is where conscientious women entrepreneurs and women living like a boss come to learn about balancing their personal and professional wellness with ease. If you have the enthusiasm, motivation, and grit to make it happen, then listen up every Monday. To be sure you don't miss an episode, sign up for weekly updates at femalesinfinefettle.com. The following discussion is for educational purposes only and is not intended to diagnose or treat any disease. Please don't apply any of this information without first speaking with your doctor. Now, here are your hosts, Denise Pasquinelli and Dr. Michelle, your natural women's health advocates who blend the wisdom of ancient healing traditions and the science of functional medicine.
Hey, and welcome back to Females in Fine Fettle. Today's episode is a fun one. Michelle and I are going to share some of the products, people, and practices that leave us feeling wealthy from the inside out. And I gotta say, one practice that leaves me feeling abundant is the opportunity to share the goods of other hardworking entrepreneurs and conscious companies. It brings me a lot of joy to share the love, so I'm super pumped about this episode.
Me too. I know that, over the years I've been exposed to so many different products, people, foods, filters, wearables, and the like, and I'm always being asked which ones are the best. So we're going to expose some of our favorites in today's episode. And FYI, we will link to all of these resources in our show notes so you don't have to feverishly write them down.
Great. And I just have to say, we spazzed pretty hard on this topic, and we could have had like a 10-hour episode. So these are just a few of our favorite things. How about we start with some of our favorite humans? Who are you digging on right now, Michelle?
Well, I am listening to a lot of James Wedmore and the Mind Your Business podcast. It's really good because it blends business strategy with simple mindset shifts that are making big impacts in the world. And I know that I always walk away from those episodes with a lot to think about and implement. But I'm also a bit biased. I have to give a big shout out to my mentor, Sachin Patel. He's been such an inspiration for me this year. And he's actually, one of the most heart-centered and authentic people that I know. And he is just making huge waves in the functional medicine world. I feel super, super blessed to be able to work with and learn from him.
I love that. He is so wonderful. I love that you brought him up. And I have to mention my mentor too. I love Andrea Nakayama. She's a functional nutritionist, educator, and founder of the Functional Nutrition Alliance. And she's just an amazing powerhouse of an inspirational human. Her dedication to creating real healthcare, that's actually about cultivating health, is a gift to us all. So love on her. I feel like I could go on and on when it comes to favorite peeps, so this is really hard, but I'll just share one more. I have to mention the astrologist Chani Nicholas, and I think I brought her up earlier this month because I was taking a course with her. But I just love the way that she connects what's happening in the sky to what's happening down here on Earth. She's got a super social bent to her work. I just feel like she's super grounded, super real. And I love her affirmation horoscopes that she posts, I think maybe every couple of weeks. They do wonders to shift my perspective, and they can be so mind-boggling accurate at times. I get the chills. So check her out if you're interested in astrology in any way. Let's talk a bit about some of our favorite tech gadgets, apps, or tools. I recently discovered that on an iPhone, and probably everybody knows this, but on your iPhone, you can see a breakdown of what apps you use most frequently based on over the course of a day and over the course of a week. And I found it to be really illuminating to see how I use my time when I'm on my phone. It definitely made me want to limit the amount of time I spend on Instagram. Not that that's bad, but I was spending more than I'd like. But there are some apps that I'm really pumped about using regularly, and I wanted to show them a little love here. So first off, and I've for sure talked about this one before, but I love Insight Timer. We have definitely talked about it, like I said, but I just want to bring it up again because they have a somewhat new offering. So Insight Timer is a free app that houses an enormous library of guided meditations and music. But recently, they've also started to offer these 10-day courses on a variety of different topics, things like forgiveness, time management, anxiety management. And the courses are like $5. They're a super lovely way to be guided a bit deeper into any of those topics and a meditation practice. They offer a free course. It's called Learn to Meditate in 7 Days. And it's lovely for beginners as well as seasoned meditators. And it's led by Sarah Blondin, who is one of our favorites here at Females in Fine Fettle. Mm-hmm. If you haven't caught our interview with her, do. It's episode number 40. It is fantastic.
I love Sarah.
I know, she's so sweet.
And I love Insight Timer too. I'm also super obsessed with the Binaural Beats app. Depending on my mood, I'll either listen to Brain FM, which I know I've mentioned previously, like probably too many times, or Binaural Beats. But they essentially have the same effect, but they can just really help me focus or deepen my meditation practice. I admittedly have a really busy mind, so now that I'm up to 30 minutes, sometimes even 60 minutes a day of meditation, I know, I've been working it up. I know that I really like guided, or at least partially guided, like visual meditations combined with the binaural beats. It's a really awesome winning combo for me.
I love that. And that's so funny that you should mention that combo, because I'm currently listening to a course on Insight Timer from Sonic Yogi, and it's called Heal Through the Power of Sound and Frequency. So totally up your alley, Michelle. It's been really great so far.
It sounds yummy. I'm going to have to try that out. Also, a little more on the tech side, health tech to be specific. I've recently ordered my very own Oura Ring, which is arguably the best tracker on the market right now. I have to say, they're the only tracker that doesn't emit EMFs or electromagnetic frequencies. So I am like all over it. It not only tracks your fitness, your sleep, your heart rate, but it also tracks your HRV, which is your heart rate variability, or the variability, the distance between each of your heartbeats. And this is really, really handy information to have, especially for the women that I work with, because it can tell us how our nervous system is functioning, specifically our parasympathetic nervous system. So that rest, digest, and restore functions of the body, right? So if you're interested in learning more, I will link to the Oura Ring in our show notes, but you can also enter WELLthy 50, so WELLthy 50 for $50 off if you want your very own Oura Ring.
Oh my gosh, that's a rad discount.
Yeah.
I've been really interested in the Oura Ring, so this may be the time to check it out. Another app I love, and I love to share with my lady clients, is the MyFlow app created by the functional nutritionist Elisa Vitti. The app is a menstrual cycle tracker that gives actionable tips for diet, lifestyle, movement, and even ways to use your brain depending on what phase of your cycle you're in. Plus, you can take notes throughout the month and track some of your symptoms. I think it's a really great, well-rounded look into cycle syncing, and I love to recommend it to ladies who are learning to get more in tune with their bodies. Yes. So we'll link to that in the show notes as well.
Yeah, that app is super beautifully laid out too.
I agree.
All right, so what about food? So one of the biggest roadblocks to eating healthy every day is time, right? So it takes time to figure out what we want to eat. It takes time to go to the store, to prepare meals, to clean up afterwards. it takes time, right? So to help save time, I love getting my CSA every week for fresh produce and local meats. It also, takes away some of that decision fatigue because I usually just try to work with the, parameters of whatever is in the box. So living in Austin now, I found a CSA where everything is from Texas. And so some weeks we even get mangoes and avocados. And it always makes me pause for a minute and be like, wow. Oh yeah. I don't live in the Pacific Northwest anymore.
I know.
But another one of my favorite things to cut down on grocery shopping time is Thrive Market. So if you haven't jumped on this bandwagon yet, get ready because this will blow your mind. They have so many amazing healthy products available for you to order, and they tend to be way cheaper than what you can find in the local stores, even Amazon sometimes. But basically, you fill up your basket with, staples and packaged items, and they ship it all to your door. So this is where I get my olive oil, my avocado oil, my mayonnaise, which happens to be avocado oil mayonnaise, chocolate, yerba mate, dried fruit, seeds, nuts, canned fish, spices, even soap, like dish soap or hand soap. So it's pretty amazing. And we'll link to that in the show notes as well, so you can get 25% off your first order.
I love it. And I just second both of those. I love the whole concept of the CSA. I think it is an incredible model that allows you to put your hard-earned dollars directly into the hands of the farmers that are working so hard to create your food and tend to our soils. So big love for that. Plus, it just makes it so easy to eat seasonal. So yay. I also love Thrive Market. And in fact, I just placed an order today. I love to get things like my collagen powder, organic coffee, what else? Ghee, some of the superfood blends. I love Sun Potion herbs, which they have on there. So really awesome resource. And like Michelle said, it's discounted, which is super rad. It also makes it simple to find foods to support any special dietary needs you might have. And it's especially great for folks who don't live close to natural markets. The other thing that I really love about this company is that when you pay for a membership, they donate a membership to a low-income family. And you have an option to donate some of your savings every time you place an order to those families. So I love that they're trying to create a system where quality food and supplements are available to all and not just a luxury item for a few.
Yeah, I love that. It's so awesome. Just a quick bit in regards to the day to day. I get asked a lot about water and air purifiers. So my favorite water filter is Berkey, Berkey, because they have a special fluoride filter. And the best air filter I've come across at this point is probably IQ Air.
Yes, and I love the Berkey too. My day-to-day favorite item has to be the Vitamix. I mean, I literally use it at least once a day to make smoothies or soups, sauces, nut milks, butter coffee, matcha, whatever, you name it. I'm using the Vitamix for it. I think it's a total game changer. And while it is spendy, the thing is a total beast. I mean, I feel like it might even outlive me. So... And I hope not. I hope not. But it is a beast.
That makes me think of my Instant Pot. I feel like I've mentioned my Instant Pot before, but holy crap, like that thing, amazing. Like Vitamix plus Instant Pot, you don't need anything else.
You're done. Totally.
All right, so let's talk beauty. So I'm all about clean skincare, and there are so many brands out there. What we put on our skin matters because it gets absorbed into our bloodstream and can directly affect things like our hormone balance, inflammation, and just our overall toxic burden, right? So to help guide you through the sea of options, my colleague Laura Adler, the environmental toxins nerd, has a beautifully laid out page with all of her favorites. So we'll link to that in the show notes. We actually interviewed Laura in episode 32. So if you haven't checked that out, you can get to know her better there.
Oh man, I love Laura.
She's so great.
She's so great. Her resources are fantastic too. And they're so well researched. Love it, love it, love it. also like the Environmental Working Groups app, and it's a website directory kind of thing. It's called Skin Deep, and it's a resource that shows you the toxic scores of most beauty brands and products out there. So it's a really great resource if you're like, my favorite thing, how toxic is it? It will tell you. I'm pretty sure you can even do a quick scan with your phone on the barcode of an item right in the store, and it will give you its score. Another product that I've been really into is Sisters Body Shampoo and Conditioner. They also have a body wash. I have a lot of really thick hair, and I don't always jive with some of the natural shampoos and conditioners out there, but this brand is amazing. I love the way it lathers. I love the way it smells. I love the way my hair looks, and I love that it's non-toxic. Plus, the three sisters that started this company are huge women's health advocates, and they donate profits of their company to organizations that support women's health, which is rad. Plus, and I think this is so cute, they collaborated with their dad on their products. He's a biochemist and a physician, so he formulated all the products, and I think that is so adorable.
That is really sweet.
Well. I know, I love it. Anyway, their stuff is amazing.
That also makes me think, in episode 6, we interviewed Bethany McDaniel of Primally Pure, which is another amazing skincare brand. They're based out of California, but her deodorant is unbeatable.
Awesome. Another thing that I just value, a human value that I have, is having sustainable clothing options. And for me, that means clothing and wearables, I guess, that are ethically made. I have no interest in wearing the fruits of slave labor. So one website that I really like as a resource for ethical brands is called the Ethical Brand Directory. It does a nice job of cataloging all the different brands out there and tagging them with different considerations that you might have when you're shopping for your duds. One of my most favorite ethical shoemakers is a company called Nosolos, and these are incredible shoes. They're beautifully handmade by artisans in Peru, Mexico, and Kenya, and all of the producers receive beyond fair trade wages, health care, and a healthy working environment. The company is super transparent about their operations, and the shoes are so well made, you will wear them for life. So sustainable for me is also about reducing the amount of brand new clothing I bring into my life. So instead, I opt for the new to me approach by shopping thrift stores or consignment shops or naked lady parties. And naked lady parties are something that I just love. Essentially, it's a clothing swap. You just gather a bunch of ladies. Each lady brings some clothing that didn't work for them or that they're done with. You have some snacks and a few full-length mirrors, and you make it a party. I always walk away pumped at some new to me items. Plus, I really love to see my old clothing get brought to life in a whole new way on someone else. There tends to be a super positive vibe with lots of lady love. So even if I don't end up with a lot of items to take home, it's fun to spend the time and connect with other women. So do it. Host a naked lady party.
I literally just looked up Nosolos and I fell in love, and then I cried one tear because their smallest size is a 6 and I'm a size 5, everyone. I know. It's not unheard of for me to wear kids shoes. Oh God.
Oh my gosh. But what cute little feet you have.
Oh, good grief. Anyways, yeah, naked lady parties are one of my favorite ideas. I love it.
Yes. I guess one last thing that I would love to call out, and to introduce it, I'm going to go a little woo on ya. But I think that we, like, and when I say we, I mean like the big collective, all of humankind kind of we, are in an era of flattening hierarchies and learning to be our own gurus and guides and helpful guides for each other. And I think this area is super community focused, it's unity minded, and has we are all one kind of energy to it. Sometimes it's called the Aquarian Age. Anyway, I feel like this is a major transitionary period, and we're pretty young into it and into this new way of behaving. But it's cool because we'll have 2,000 years to nail it, even though right now it feels pretty bumpy. But I think that social media can be an amazing tool, and it offers the opportunity to really connect and support each other. I think it also gives people a platform to have a voice and share their wisdom, as well as give people the opportunity to find others like them out there so that they don't feel so alone. So one thing that I love to see is a platform like Patreon, which allows artists and musicians and healers and revolutionaries and content creators to share their work and have it valued, like with real money. Which I think is very cool. So if you haven't checked it out, do. There are some amazing people on there that you just may wish to support.
Yes, totally agree. You can also find us on Patreon. So if you feel called, head on over to our show notes and you can see how you can help support us. Otherwise, that is a wrap for today. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a quick review on iTunes. This helps us reach more women like you so we can continue to build this awesome community of high-achieving, conscientious women who are literally changing the world. So next week, we'll be welcoming September in with our Funky Five, all about routines and time management and the concept of essentialism. So we'll be addressing this topic from the personal, interpersonal, professional, societal, and spiritual level. So be sure to tune in. Have a great rest of your week, and bye for now.
Thank you for listening to Females in Fine Fettle from Wiped Out to WELLthy, a podcast to fit your lifestyle. If you like what you've heard, please subscribe, rate, and review at femalesandfinefettle.com. If you have questions or topic ideas for upcoming episodes, we'd love to hear from you. Please be sure to tune in next week.